Regulatory aspect. This is something which is common. We always heard, oh, that's very complicated, regulatory and so on. But finally, regulatory is just common sense and something that is made to protect patients and to regulate a product that will go to the market. And most of the time it's complicated because people, they don't read about guidelines and they don't talk to others. So what we have done with our company and with our product, we first define what was the status of the product. Would it be a medical device, a drug, or combination product? This, we have done it internally discussing, but with also external experts. And at the early stage of the development of the product, we went to see the AFSAPs to explain them, okay, this is only a concept, was a few years ago, but these are going to move forward. So we think that the status should be this. What do you think about it? And by discussion, exchange, we have learned together, the regulatory agency and us, to understand what is the need and how to move forward. So the status has been defined, and we did not stop this interaction here. We have continued this interaction up to now, and thanks to AFSAPs and their innovation cell, we have constant interaction with them, and that's much easier for development purpose. Also, in terms of guidelines, I know there is a number of guidelines outside, but some of them will need to be adapted because, as we have seen here during the presentation, we cannot consider or hardly consider that 2 nano can be identical and that 1 nano can be inspired from another one. So guideline is a general rules or guidelines that just here to help you. At the end, you are the expert and you know your product and you have to discuss, again, a lot of discussion in development. And then you define what is best for your product. But what we have learned is that there is some that are useful for the product, some that are useless, and some that has to be developed, new method. But development of new method is not only the development of the method, it has to be qualified and validated, which is also very important. And at the end, regulation is not a barrier. That's something that's supposed to help the development. A few words about safety. I wanted to talk about benefit-risk assessment, but usually the benefit people know how to take care of. So let's just focus on safety. When you look at safety of a product, it's better to look at safety with a product that is already the same product that you will use on patients and on the market. And not better, it's a prerequisite. And also nanoparticle may need some specific safety assessment, and it's not a general comment that just depends on the nature of your material, depend on the population that you're targeting, depend on the route of administration, depending on a lot of different parameters. And at the end, you should also use guideline as guideline and not as law. And again, when you look around, not only internal expertise, there is outside a number of CROs that can help you in defining even the benefit-risk assessment of your product, and that can provide you services to evaluate the benefit and the risk of and the safety assessment of the product. And that's very important. But at the end, and something that I haven't seen in proposal, if you want to look at safety of one product prior to go to clinical trial, it will take time, a lot of expertise, and a few millions, and maybe a few years. So thinking that with few hundred €, you can provide a full benefit risk assessment for a product that will be injected in patients, that's wishful thinking. That's why it is very important to talk to people that know how to do it. Just a few words, last words, about competition and IP. That is something that is missing in most of the proposal. Most of the time people, they propose a solution, technical solution, without even looking at what is around, thinking that this solution should be better. But sometimes there is better solution already existing, or we also need to look at what will exist in the future. Your technology will take, let's say, 5 years, 10 years to go to market, but there is also other technologies and products under development. And that's very important. Sometimes I've seen once a proposal, a very complicated one, someone that wanted to measure the glucose in vivo, send nanoparticle, very complicated and fancy nanoparticle with IV injection, with a 10 years or 15 years development time. And at the end, this person did not look at what was on the market, because today there is some very simple way to measure glucose from the outside, even using laser or optical measurement. So it is very important to look at what is on the market and what will be on the market. But also, when we think about IP, because we all talk about IP, which is very important, it's not about having the IP to develop a product. There is also the freedom to operate. And when we look at what is outside in terms of patents today, the field, the entire field of nanomedicine is getting crowded, meaning that there is a great chance that to develop one product, we may need to ask the permission to other companies, academic, to be able to put it on the market. And, sorry, I had another one. That's communication. Well, communication is not only about talking to journalists or making scientific paper. I think the main communication for us should be to talk to medical doctor, to users of the product. Because at the end, this two-way communication should help us to define, refine the need for product development. And final word, we decided with the ETP Nanomed to launch a NanomedTV, just to show to the rest of the world that there is things ongoing in nanomedicine, because I think that one of our goal and one of our role also is to educate and to talk to people. Thank you very much.